Natural lighting is so beautiful. For the past 3 weeks, I have not been posting any videos. To be honest, I'm not in the right frame of mind. They know I'm not mad, but a lot is going on. Being an adult is very hard. It's very challenging. I have a lot of things working on. Sometimes I just don't know if I'm doing the right thing, to be honest. But I'm still trying. I'm still doing what I have to do. But there are times, I'm doing stuff and I'm still questioning myself. Am I doing this the right way? Am I supposed to be doing this? Those little things that always come in your mind that you have to question the things that you're doing. Sometimes things in life never goes the way you plan it. And in life, you just have to expect the unexpected. But here am I today, trying to make a video. Vlogtober is coming up. I want to do Vlogtober. Last year I tried and I failed miserably, and I want to do Vlogmas. I want to make daily videos. I was saying I'm going to do daily videos from now until Christmas. Today is the 5th day in the 9th month of the year, and I haven't uploaded any videos because there's a lot going on up here. Sometimes in life you just cannot make your situation define you. You have to strive above all odds, and that is what I'm trying to do each day. With all that talking and all that ranting, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for always watching. Thank you so much for always showing your support. I really appreciate it. So today I am going to talk about money, and I'm going to talk about taxes. I'm going to talk about how to reduce your taxes in Trinidad and Tobago. But let me just say before I get any further in the video, if you see me looking down, I actually have my laptop here in front of me, and as usual I'll do some scripting in my book, but I did it on the laptop today because I was trying to edit on the laptop and it just wasn't working for me, and the video was all over the place. So I said, you know what, let me stick to what I know, and that is my phone. I tried several times to do it on the laptop and it's just not working for me. Everybody wants to save money and everybody wants more money. If you're already rich and you have a lot of money, you still want more. So imagine the poor man like myself who don't have any. So what the government is saying, there are little ways that they can help you to reduce your taxes, but in order to benefit from this tax reduction, you need to have certain types of asset. Trinidad and Tobago use a PAYE system as their tax system, and PAYE stands for pay as you earn. So for example, if you earn a salary of 20,000 TT dollars, your employer will calculate all the taxes that you need to pay, and they will send it to the relevant authorities. Sometimes depending on what type of taxes or contribution that you have to pay, then your employer will calculate that and send it wherever it's supposed to go. And then the remaining balance that hit your bank account, that money belongs to you, and that money is referred to as your net profit. That is your pay. By law, your employer have to pay taxes, and the taxes go to the government. So basically they are going into your salary, they take out what is due to them, and the balance is yours. At the end of the month, your employer will give you a pay slip, and that pay slip will show all the deductions or all the breakdown of deductions, which is tax, that you are paying. So your pay slip will show you, okay, 2% goes there, 5% goes there, this percent goes there. So you will see a breakdown. You know what a pay slip look like when you're paying taxes. At the end of the year, that said employer will give you a TD4 form, which indicate the total amount of taxes that you are paying for the year. There are a list of things that the government call tax deduction. That is what I was saying to you earlier in the introduction. And they offer it to persons who have certain assets and persons who are doing some particular things so that they can reduce their taxes. If you're engaged in certain activities, if you have certain assets, the government said once you have these things, you can submit your document as proof. When I was in the corporate world, a lot of persons tend to get confused when they get their TD4 form. They would say, oh, I'm filing my tax return, because in America, when you file tax return, you actually get back money. But in the Caribbean, when you do file tax return, we don't get back any money. But that is not the case. Sometimes people do their filing or they do their tax return and they go to the government and they do all type of filing. At the end of the day, you are the one that owes the government most times. And when you owe the government, you have to pay the government. They are going to find means and way out to get back their money. Once you're working, they will get it back. The government is not going to come outright and tell you these things. Certain things you have to know for yourself. When it's like election time and they always campaigning and they do this and they do that, so everybody is aware that, okay, now is election time. Things like this, most times the government will not advertise it. Let me take you to the website so that we can see what the website is saying. Based on the information on the website, this is the Ministry of Finance website. And this is what the Ministry of Finance is saying. There are a number of ways you can reduce your personal tax liability. The government allows you to deduct certain payments and expenses from your declared income. That is what I was saying to you earlier. Once you're working and you're earning certain amount of money, then the government is gonna tax your income. If you are a university student, it says tertiary education expenses. So going back to school can be very, very, very expensive. It will indicate whether or not you qualify to reduce your taxes or if you're qualified to pay less taxes. If you're going to school and you fall into this category, you can reduce your taxes. And as I go further on into the video, I will explain to you how you can reduce your taxes. If you are a home owner, you can also reduce your taxes. I do not know exactly by how much percent you can reduce your taxes or how much exactly it is. But if you fall into this category, you need to go to the tax office and speak to a customer service representative or the relevant authority and get as much information as possible. And if you fall in this category, then you submit your documents and it will help you to reduce the amount of taxes you pay on your property. Also, you can reduce your taxes if you have certain types of investment policy. So if you have certain types of investment policy that allows you to save until retirement, because even your retirement money, the government is going to tax it. If you fall into this category, if you're near the age of retirement or you're about to retire and you have any form of retirement policy, then you go to the Ministry of Finance, talk to them there, submit your documents, submit your proof of payment, and it can help you to reduce the amount of taxes that you would pay on your retirement money. Spousal support, they call it alimony. For whatever reason, two people come together and they get married. In some cases, a wife may ask for alimony. Husbands ask for it too. And this is a form of spousal support or maintenance. Alimony is a court-ordered payment to a wife or husband after the marriage has ended. So for whatever reason, the marriage did not work and one party is saying, listen, you're in a position to take care of me. You're making a lot of money. You are the breadwinner or you were the breadwinner of this family. And I was the one who was working behind the scene to help you to be so successful. So you need to support me. In cases like that, you go to the court, but will give you an order. Based on this website, the government is saying that they do tax this money. So if you want to reduce the amount of taxes that you will pay on your get vex money or your husband money or whatever money you call it, if you want to reduce the taxes that the government will take from this money, you need to go to the Ministry of Finance, go to the correct department, speak to a customer service representative, submit your documents, and the government will take less money from your alimony money. Another way that you can reduce your taxes here in Trinidad and Tobago is by venture capital tax credit. So what is venture capital tax credit? This is a special type of financing that investors provide to startup companies and small businesses that are believed to have a long-term growth potential. So once the investor, and sometimes the investor could be a next company. The company have a lot of money, they're rich. The investor could be a bank. Once this investor decided to invest in you, then it could be a win-win situation. A win-win situation, for example, you will get help to start your business, and the investor will get the opportunity to reduce his taxes because he's investing in somebody else to start a business. And by doing so, that will also help the economy and also help the government, because the government is going to tax that business. And it also generates employment. And when you generate employment and you're working, that is another tax for the government. The person who invests in you to start this business, they can go to the Ministry of Finance just the same, submit their documents, and it will help that business to reduce their taxes. A lot of questions that people normally ask, including myself: how can I reduce the amount of tax I pay? If you're an employee of a business, the tax declaration form, commonly known as the TD1 form, is used to calculate the amount of taxes that is withheld by your employer. You must complete and submit a TD1 form to your employer when you begin your employment. I can't recall submitting a form. I don't remember. But if you are a Trinidadian, or if you're working here and you're working a lot of money and you're paying a lot of taxes, ensure that you're signing up these forms when you're about to start a job. Your TD1 form is an important document, and it is in your best interest to ensure that it is accurate and up to date, to avoid paying more taxes than you are required to pay. Please note that you are not obligated to file any form of tax return. If you believe that your employer have deducted more taxes than what they should have deducted, then you file your own tax return. And of course, you have to have proof. And your proof will be your payslips. If you are an employee, you can choose to file a tax return if you disagree with the amount of tax that is deducted from your salary by your employer. So that is the only reason we Caribbean people, well, I don't know about other Caribbean countries, but based on the website, it is a Trinidad and Tobago website. So based on the website, the Ministry of Finance is saying as an employee, you do not need to file any tax return. As I was saying before earlier in the video, a lot of persons think that the American system will work here in the Caribbean, because in America, when people file tax return, they actually get back a portion of their taxes that they have paid. But here in the Caribbean, it is not like that. So don't waste your time and file anything. And if you're going to file, ensure that you have proof, because if you don't have all your payslip and if you don't have any other form of proof, then it's not going to make any sense. So you need to have your evidence. However, if you are a self-employed person, you do not have to fill out the TD1 form. You pay your taxes quarterly based on the amount that you calculated, and file your tax return at the end of the financial year. And that is for persons who are self-employed. When you're filing your tax return, you need to go to the Inland Revenue Department, or the tax office as I called it. The deadline for filing is March or April of each year, and it varies from year to year. You should also document your deductions carefully to avoid any form of error and any form of delayed processing. Yes guys, this is a site where I get all my information. You can go there, you can read it. And if you think you fall into any one of these categories, or if you believe that you fall in all of these categories, you need to talk to the relevant authority at the tax office so that you can reduce your taxes. I am not saying that you will not pay any taxes. The key word is reduce, so you will pay less taxes. The government will not give you money just like that. You need to submit some supporting documents to prove your case. So for example, if you believe that you're overpaying on your taxes, as I said before, you need to provide your pay slip showing your gross salary, your net profit, and all the tax deduction for the entire year. If you are a university student, you need to show your acceptance letter from the university, and you also need to show your proof of expenses, all expenses that related to your education. You need to show it. I know it can be a bit time consuming and a bit challenging to go and buy stuff. You have to save all your receipts. So you have textbooks, uniforms, stationery, lab fees, lab jackets, lab shoes, depending on what you're studying. So you need to have all these expenses in the form of a receipt. Document them carefully. And you can use this method to reduce some of your taxes. If you are a first-time home owner, you need to show proof of ownership. You need to show town and county approval. Transfer of ownership. So if you bought the house from somebody else, you need to show transfer of ownership, and you need to show the date when the transfer was done. And likewise, you need to show proof of your mortgage from your financial institution. And if you're married and for whatever reason your marriage no longer works and one party is claiming alimony, then you need to show your court order as evidence that the court said, listen, you need to pay this person XYZ amount of money per month for however long. Everything, they need evidence. You just cannot go and tell them stuff like that. You have to support it with evidence. The tax office is located in Port of Spain, and that is where their head office is. And their open hours are between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Mondays to Fridays, apart from public holidays. So the tax office is located on the Government Plaza, and their address is 224 Ajax Street. They also have an office in San Fernando, and they have another office in Tobago. Let me hear what you have to say in the comment section if you think this will work. I know that in real life things are in black and white, but in reality things is so different. If you have done this process before, let me know. If you're planning to do it, let me know what the outcome. And remember, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Adios. Yes, my love, my battery is at 10%.